Looks like you got readies from both them and Savage. Let's count them in.
In 3, 2, 1, and pills. Let's go. Pills.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for this. Our finals, our 2 seed Madtown versus our 4 seed Sergeant Saros, and these players are going absolutely to work to drop everything down. I do like Madtown's board, very dense at the top portion of the board, gonna have some interesting plays, and we're seeing just that with these players.
Yeah, Madtown has a very good tuck game. He's very confident at his maneuvering, which is nice to see, but he is out of space to use anything other than blue. And that's a little bit of the story that we're seeing from Saros as well. Blues on the 1, the 2, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 8. It's just madness. So he's got to make sure to use those as efficiently as he possibly can. But these two are neck and neck right now.
Yeah, and there's a blue top line over on Saros's side. He's trying to diversify his board a little bit, but that red yellow, no real place to place it. Although if he can use it later for some strategic garbage, it could prove to be fruitful. 16-19 in favor of Madtown, a 3 virus, now 4 virus lead over Saros, and an excellent horizontal drop combo for Madtown.
Yeah, that was really impressive there. And he's working on making a horizontal in that row 1 as well. So that's pretty exciting. Is he going to tuck? Yes, he's going to tuck and get that short stack, that double vertical right there. And you see him, he's fiddling around with these pills a lot. You know, he's really working his brain, making sure that he has these going. And now he's just got 2 more viruses left to go, and he can do a nice tuck in between for this yellow. He makes the adjustment based on the next box, and he is good to be out at a 144, whereas Saros still working with quite a bit of that blue swung.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Saros is going to be needing that blue-red to clear up those reds horizontally. Perhaps may go ahead and build up a little bit of a bridge on that left side. We'll see if Saros does that or if he's just going to go ahead and pull the trigger here. That double red is going to create a little bit more moving on the side for Saros. Now a blue-yellow would be very great for Saros, see if he can go ahead and drop that down. But no, he's going to go ahead and fire that down. Looks to me like it's going to be all verticals all day for Saros' side. 4 viruses remain on level 8 for Saros, now 3. But Madtown with a bunch of reds on his board here. Savage, fill us in with what you're seeing over on Madtown's side.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the whole story. He's just got to use his red only on red. He cannot use it for any strategic garbage because the only strategy is get rid of the red. As Saros out of level 8 in the 230s, high 230s, Madtown going to be working on clearing out those edges. That's always a tough place to be because you have less maneuverability, but a good tuck there into column 1 for Madtown.
Yeah, I agree. And a couple commentators have made that comment before. Those edge case scenarios going to that first column or that 8th column, really important to try and tackle those first as the typical play patterns that players will tend to skew their boards and kind of split the boards in the middle. But yeah, you want to keep that flexibility on the board. And Madtown now trying to flatten the top line here, looking for some red horizontal. Ooh, I like what he's doing with those yellows, stacking on top. Gonna get some reds to clear up that horizontally. He is gonna go ahead and try to fire off that red on the side to drop those yellows down. 5 viruses remain over on Madtown's side. Goes ahead and fires that combo off, and Sarge making some move, charging forward to level 9. He is definitely not out of it yet, Savage.
Now there is a little bit of a deficit building. Oh, Madtown. Not sure why he didn't just throw that red on top there. I think he wanted to tuck under. That's his instinct because you see him trying to save drop time as much as he possibly can, but you don't have to worry about it for that last virus. So now he is starting to race into level 10 and just clearing things out. He's going to run into a little bit of a yellow problem. But on Saros' side, he's got quite a bit of diversity here to work with, a little bit of use for everything.
A little bit of use for everything, yellows, reds, and blues. He's got all the colors and very chromatic over on the side is Saros here. 11 viruses remain as he's looking to tuck that blue down. Use those blues to his advantage and make sure he's not wasting any sort of pills over there. Meanwhile, take a look at our Madtown side. Madtown could go ahead and possibly drop some things down. Looking to possibly get like a fat log. No, he's going to go and drop that down. A little bit of some conflicting plans, but they're still in the right spots here. 26 viruses remain on Madtown's side as Saros looking to drop things down. Yellows and reds is what Saros needs in order to get into the level out of level 9 into level 10.
And notice he's kind of building two separate plans there with the yellows. Now he was working on a vertical drop with the combo, but he's also working on a horizontal, which is a little bit tough because now he's got all these pill halves. He takes stuff down with a fat log, kind of an empty clear there, but he is now open for everything. He's going to drop into a horizontal here for the blues. And you see him shaking his head. Keep going, Sarge. You got this. Um, it just needs one more red, and he's out at a 519, but he is about 35 viruses back, 25 viruses back. I can't do math really quickly anymore. I'm losing it.
We're losing it here in the booth with the astoundingness of these players here. And when we take a look, Sarge maintaining a relatively clean end game to make sure that all of his plans had a spot. And we just saw just that. Looks like Madtown is going to go ahead and signal to drop those reds down to horizontally clear up some of the stuff here. Sarge getting bombarded with a raid. Hopefully it does not distract him from the fact that he is playing in a tournament as Madtown out of level 10 at the 601 into his final level here. And he's got some opportunities. Look at that board, Savage.
Oof. Yeah, I'm really liking this board for Madtown. A lot of good combos. That's what I love about level 11. It's just filled with possibilities at the beginning of it. There's so many great efficient places you can go with it. But that wasn't quite one of them. Dropping that blue yellow there, but he can make it into a combo, and there he goes. He drops it, gets 37 viruses. What'd you see, Swung?
Yeah, I just saw Madtown maneuver that horizontal blue. I thought he's going to clear up the top portion of the board as it was very high up, but he saw a horizontal opportunity that he had to excavate for it, but it was really cool because it allowed for him to clear up two blue viruses over on the side here. But it's an interesting position on Madtown's side. He's got mostly reds, and that's basically it on his board here. He's now exposed it, so that problem has ceased to exist. But I mean, at the moment, it was looking kind of grim for his side there. But it is 20 viruses remain on Madtown's side as he is just bouncing left and right as his board is again split open. That's perhaps why the pills were set up over on Madtown's side.
Yeah, Saros, he's got opportunities here. I'm curious to see what he does with the horizontal situation at the bottom because it looks like he's kind of setting up for multiple horizontals. But the double red blitz shows up. Luckily, it ends before too long. And he's tucking in between those yellows to get it. Good elimination of drop time at the end of this level. But I believe it's probably a moot point unless Madtown gets basically no red for the next 50, 60, 70, 80 pills. Yeah, there we go. He's going to start to get it.
Yeah, you never count what the doctor can do at the very last minute. It's malpractice, I'd say. Malpractice. But when we look at this here, look at this combo from Saros. Is he going to go and say, no, just horizontal drops? But that was still, everything's lined up over on Saros's side, creating a little bit of a chasm that might pose to be a little bit problematic. I don't think it's going to be too much there because Madtown is out 823 out of his level 11.
Yeah, and for Madtown, that is a gigantic competition PB. His previous best in competition for this level block was 921. So knocking off almost a minute to that PB. So everyone, get your GGs in the chat for that. It's hard to argue with PB strats.
Man, that is the meta. That was a big meta. Every year, that's the meta. Is fighting against
every
the
moment.
PB strats. Every moment, every match that doing these players, those PB strats are. It's tough to beat.
Absolutely.
Players are ready. You're going to shake off the nerves, get into that game two here. Madtown looking to close us out to get his finals win. Saros looking to force a decider. We have a 3, 2, 1, and pills. Game 2 between Madtown and Saros.
Amazing. But I don't love it when you feel like Madtown did, and rightly so, when you get that very first pill of the level and you feel like, wow, I have to tuck it down several layers until I could feel good about what's happening with it. That's never a great feeling. But he is building something right now. He is going to have that horizontal, and then that's manufactured some diversity for him as he gets started with this level 8.
Steros opened his board up very smartly, very intelligently. He had a horizontal to drop everything down in its rightful spot. That's given him the opportunity to basically open his board wide open with basically no garbage on the board here. Excellent play from Steros. And as we take a look over here, signaling that he's going to drop everything down vertically. I think this is how the board is progressing in his way. Keeping it nice and close. It's 18 to 23 as Madtown with no real use for any sort of blues. Luckily, the doctor not really giving any blue pills over to Madtown's side.
Yeah, that's actually lucky in his case. Normally, yeah, normally say, "Oh no, that we're not going to get any blue," but we don't really want any right now for him. But this double blue, all right, gonna mitigate some drop time. And yeah, he can keep using it for little combos. There's a little use for every blue. Now, Saros had a lucky sequence just then, getting some yellow right when he needed it. And he's got a good thing going there at the bottom. He's got some good horizontal opportunities there. We'll see how they play out. I think he's ordering this correctly. That blue red, yes, tucked in
Yeah, there
just
we
the
go.
right way. I love to see it.
That's perfect. Saraska needed to do that, and that's really keeping everything there. He can clear his route horizontally, and that's what he's signaling. Look, he's going to go and drill that down. The efficient play, and he's got some reds fired up for that red at the very bottom as well. Everything's coming up for Saros here. 2 to 4 as Madtown's looking to get one more yellow out of his level 8 with a 207, and Saros not far by. Well, no, actually, Saros started his timer a little bit later.
Yeah.
Saros is ahead of 159 to 205. I think he's about 10 seconds ahead. This is great.
Yeah, but he's looking a little frustrated just now. I think he looked over at the stream probably and saw that Madtown was quote ahead, but he's not. You always have to keep playing. You can't just think that your opponent has won it. I'm often guilty of this. But yeah, Saro's getting started on this level now. He's left himself a bit of a floaty situation, so he's got to build platforms up to those yellows to with lower drop time. Meanwhile, Madtown's got that was a great short stack that he just had there. And he's got another opportunity for one if he gets blue and yellow going.
Yeah, a little bit of a Spire situation on Madtown's side, trying to flatten the board. But if you take a look over on Saros' side, Saros presented with a bunch of, Jesus got a bunch of reds mostly on his top line here. He's going to go ahead and drop that down, drill it down. I don't hate that blue in that center well. That's going to be some strategic garbage later down the line as Saros is going ahead and lining up the reds and blues. Minimal drop time. You love to see it when it comes to the pills not coming away. 12 to 24. Madtown now at the very bottom portion of the board, bringing it down and looking for some more yellows to close this level 9 out.
And that was a good place to tuck that yellow, starting to open up that plan for the blue. It's like a subtle way to get that board open, but I like it. And yeah, double yellow, perfect here. And a red yellow is going to be great to open up that red. Takes a little bit of drop time, which by Madtown style, it's clear he doesn't like, but that was exactly the right move. And he's going to be out at a 401. Meanwhile, Saros is definitely out of the situation that he was in a little bit earlier. Things were looking a little bit messy, a little bit unsure, but this end game looking very clean. A bunch of good diversity here.
Yeah, I'm really liking Saros' endgame. He's been keeping it super squeaky clean, and that's been his MO for at least for his level block, perhaps even the whole entirety of his tournament. He's been keeping his endgames nice and clean, and it's proven to be very great to minimize any sort of problems that come his way. Ooh, I like this exposing horizontal, and then yes, excellent horizontal drop, clear, and a 424 into his level 10 here. Good work from Saros as he's going to make some short work with this level 10.
Yeah, and keep in mind, folks, that there is a sizable timer discrepancy at this point. So, this isn't like a couple seconds. It's harder to keep track of it. But, Saros could still be on the winning end of things when all's said and done. Good combo there from Madtown. Now he's going to need to get some yellow going and get it going quickly. He's got to use it as efficiently as he possibly can. And this Yellow, blue, gonna take out the need for that. And look what's underneath, Spawn.
Ooh, man.
Oh,
It's
so much red.
jeez. He's making some plays to try and open things up here. I do like how he has it there, but yeah, it's just a whole bunch of reds over on the side here. I don't dislike that yellow on the side of Madtown. No, he goes in and clears that up, but it's also important for players to keep flexible plays, whether you attack it from the top, attack it from the bottom side or the underside. And Madtown trying to maintain that flexibility as he is down to his final 7 viruses, and Sarge with a bunch of drop combos ready to open up his board wide open, especially with plays like that here. But it is 4-27 as Madtown now just needing 2 more blues. Oh, look at that combo from Madtown getting it set up.
Yeah, there it goes. And he is out at a 610, ready to go into this final level. Saros languishing a little bit towards this mid game of 10, and it's tricky. Like, there's no really great use for red here. You need red there on columns 1 and 7 and 8, but you have this tantalizing, frustrating red piece of garbage in column 3. So we'll see how he manages that as Madtown out to the beginning of his level 11.
Look at this former math teacher with the vernacular. I'm impressed. Anyways, we take a look over at this board over on Madtown, looking to clear things up. I like how he placed that yellow there. No real place to place that yellow, but will prove for it to be strategic garbage as he does ahead and clears that up. Looking at Sarge's end game, looking like he's going to go ahead and drop that all down, looking to possibly clear out those blues just like that. Awesome work. Down to his final 8 viruses, but Madtown ripping and roaring with this level 11. 25 viruses remain as he has everything basically bunched up and combo ready.
And I really do like the way that Saros can clean up that end game all of a sudden. It's like it doesn't look like it's perfect, and then all of a sudden he gets it cleared up and has those options available to him. You can see he's looking a little bit defeated there as he enters his level 11, but this is a level 11 filled with promise. I'm really curious to see how he's taken out these yellows. But Madtown, speaking of yellows, just needs yellow and blue to keep this this game going, and he is getting it.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's something, a testament to, as you said earlier, with Saros's play. Saros is really, well, the inevitability of Dr. Mario is that players will make mistakes, but Saros and a lot of other folks, the level of improvement that you're seeing is that, when the mistakes happen, it's, how do we move forward from this? And Saros definitely doing that to make the best work of it. But it is case in point as Madtown does finish the level before Saros with an 8-20, and Saros goes over. GG's from both the players, and this was a heck of a finals match between them and basically all the competitors this weekend.